Well, good morning, church. We're growing in the Proverbs, and today we're going to finish up Proverbs chapter 4. And so, if you remember, when we looked at Proverbs chapter 4, verses 1 through 9, we saw that we had a father calling to his sons, asking them to seek wisdom. Seek this wisdom like a woman that they were seeking to marry or to entice. And then you get to verses 10 through 19, and he's talking to one of the sons that is listening. And as he talks to him, he's telling them to select a path. Select a path, either the path that is according to those words and according to wisdom and according to life, and not to select the path that is of evil. And now we get to 20 to 27, and you get savor these words or sustain these in your heart. So they both have the idea of a perseverance. One is an enjoyment, is savoring, and the other one has the idea of persevering through it. I couldn't land on which word I wanted to use, so I just used them both. I will let you decide on what you think as we observe the text. So look at Proverbs chapter 4, verses 20 down to 27, and it says this: "My son, be attentive to my words. Incline your heart to my sayings. Let them not escape from your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them and healing to all their flesh. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. Put away from you crooked speech and put devious talk far from you. Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. Ponder the path of your feet, then all your ways will be sure. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Turn your foot away from evil." So in this section, as we're going to look at it, the father is calling again to a son. My son, be attentive to my words and incline your ears to my sayings. So be attentive and incline. So pay attention and turn so that you can hear them. Let them not escape from your sight and keep them within your heart. So don't let them run off. Don't lose sight of them. Don't let them get out of your gaze. Keep them before your eyes, and also keep them within your heart. So by keeping them before my eyes, I can get them into my heart. So I get them so I can see them. And as I see them and as I meditate on them, as I am attentive to them and I incline myself to them, then I can get them from my seeing down to my heart. For they are life to those who find them and healing to all their flesh. So they give life, these words. They produce a kind of life in my heart, and they heal what's broken. So what is broken in me is healed by these words, by these sayings. And so it's a kind of a healing process that is going to give me life. And then you keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. So from your heart will flow out things. But first I have to get these words, and I have to meditate and keep them before my eyes so I can get them down there. And as I get them down there, then I'm going to watch and protect and keep my heart, for from my heart will flow life. It's going to flow what comes out on the outside. And you're going to see that as we look from 24 down to 27. So savor these things. They will sustain you, is the idea. Put away from you crooked speech and put devious talk from you. So as you get those words that are outside down into my heart, and I cultivate my heart, then the first thing that's going to come out is words. So I need to put away the words that are crooked. I need to put away words that are devious. I don't want perverseness drifting away, deceptive kind of words, I don't want them coming out of my mouth. I want to be speaking the truth of the words that I've taken in and put into my heart, that my heart is now living by. So I take my speech and I take it under control by my heart, and my heart allows them to flow. And let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. So the first thing my heart starts to control is my speech, and the second thing it controls are what my eyes are looking at. So I need to get these words before me, and then they get in, and then once they're in, I start to control more so what I'm looking at and what I am seeing and what I'm beholding. And then in 26 and 27, it's going to control my feet. So ponder the path of your feet, then all your ways will be sure. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Turn your foot away from evil. And so I get these words and I get them into my heart. They cultivate my heart. They produce life in my heart. And that life is recognized by what I say, what I look at, and the paths that my feet go on. And so this life begins then to change me. It changes my attitudes, my thoughts. It changes my words. It changes what I want to put before my eyes, and it changes the paths that I want to walk on. I grab my feet and I make sure they're putting them on the paths of wisdom, the paths of life, and no longer walking in devious or perverse ways and allowing words to be used to drag me away. And so that's kind of what the passage is saying. Tomorrow we'll look at how to interpret all of Proverbs chapter 4 together. And then Saturday we'll look at applying this to our lives. But here's a last question that I would like to leave you with as you start thinking about, how do I interpret this? How do I understand it? You can start thinking this through today. What are the Father's words? He says in 20, be attentive to my words. In 10, he says, son, accept my words. And in verse 1, hear, O son, the Father's instruction, and be attentive that you may gain insight. What are these words and what is that insight? Because that will be the key to understanding this passage. We'll see you tomorrow, church. Have a great day.